Welcome in, everybody, to another live episode of the Undefeated Sports Talk Show. I'm Tyler Harris. With me is Mario Clark.
What up, y'all?
Obviously, Jarvis Aliato not here today, but we are, gonna keep it heated for you. But right now, we're just gonna be talking about the NFL reactions. Obviously, Gronkowski did not make a smart decision hitting Tre'Davious White when he's on the ground. I got a couple words to say about that. Tom Brady got heated on the sideline with O'Daniels on the sideline. But to start out, I want to talk about the Minnesota Vikings because I came in this week thinking this would be the game of the weekend. It sort of was, but then it was also really boring. But to me, honestly, once again, the Vikings just looked very good. They played the Falcons. When all said and done, the Falcons were starting to hit their peak. We even said that coming into the predictions.
Yeah.
But Minnesota made that peak go from, it was rising, and next thing you know, it stopped.
Yeah.
They hit the Minnesota defense, which I've been talking about all along.
Yeah.
All along. They're my Super Bowl bet. They're the team I think is going to make it to the Super Bowl in their own stadium. I got the Vikings. And they showed me again that defense wins championships.
See, actually, I did like the Vikings in this one, 14-9. But
Yeah.
I feel like it was just a little too low of a score for me for NFL. I feel like their offense could have played a little bit better, and obviously, the Falcons put up 14 points against the Falcons, and they're supposed to be this great team. But
Hey, Case Keenum's still 25 for 32 and 27 yards and 2 touchdowns. You're talking Case Keenum.
yeah,
Case Keenum.
yeah, I know, but I just feel like I would expect more against that because Falcons defense isn't very good, so I feel like they should have scored a little bit more than what they did. But I guess they are the real deal. It seems like they're on a roll right now. Eight straight wins. So that's pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna say how you not the real deal when you allow one of the best offenses in the NFL to not even score a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a pretty.
That's an eye opener.
Yeah, they are something to look out for this year. But I just don't see it. Case Keenum and they're a young team. They haven't been to the Super Bowl. They haven't been to a playoffs yet altogether. So I just feel like it's not gonna stay. It's just. You remember when the Chiefs went to 15-1, first round got eliminated?
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to happen. I feel like that's what's going to happen.
I don't see it. This defense is too good. Everson Griffin, Anthony Barr.
Yeah, they have a great defense, but hey, everybody gets tired one time, and they're going to get tired at the wrong time.
I don't see it happening. Right now, the road's going through Minnesota. Every single game Minnesota plays right now is at home, including the Super Bowl if they make it. Minnesota, they have proved to me that they're the best team. You beat the Saints week 2.
Early in the season.
Week 1, you beat the Saints week 1.
You
beat the Rams. You beat the Falcons. Well, at that time, Falcons was a playoff team, so you're beating these playoff teams. You're doing what you have to do, and this defense is doing what they need to do to keep this offense in the lead. Vikings. Super Bowl champions.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. I guess we'll see in about 4 weeks who's gonna be number 1. So
Pull up the V, man.
Yeah,
Minnesota. Another team this team got absolutely rocked. The Detroit Lions got rocked.
My goodness.
We chose the Lions.
Yeah.
We said Stafford. He's too good for this Ravens defense, and he actually was not too good against this Ravens defense. The Ravens defense just showed up. Flacco and the Ravens are dead last in passing, and Flacco balled out. And Alex Collins, he was running the ball effectively. Lions were horrible.
Yeah, and Matt Stafford actually went down. I think he left the game third quarter, I believe.
I think fourth. I think.
Yeah, he left the game with the apparent hand
First
injury.
Play.
But still, man, I don't know what Ravens team this was. What their coach? What did Jim Harbaugh say or John Harbaugh say to them in the locker room before the game or whatever? But it got them motivated. They just came out, played. Unexpected win for the Ravens, honestly, but they just came in there, took care of business. They just manhandled the Lions.
Kept their playoff race alive. Winning that, you did not see it.
Nope, definitely did not see that coming.
Game we did pick, though, to win the game pretty easily was the New England Patriots. This game was a good one in the first half. The Bills kept it close, which they needed to do. But in the end, you can't outcoach Bill Belichick. You got to take the lead. You got to take a 14-point lead against the Patriots because you just can't outcoach them.
We proved that. You got to take like a 35-point lead, and then
Okay,
maybe you'll
35-point
win.
lead. Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, at the end, Tom Brady did not play well. But Tyrod Taylor played absolutely horrible. He had, I think, 65 passing yards and interception.
Jeez, and then gets injured.
Yeah.
So, and then Nate Peterman has to return, and then we all know who Nate Peterman is now. By now, you should know. But
Bill's playoff chances went from, okay, you're there, but now you're here.
Basically, ever since they decided to start Nathan Peterman, sorry, I'm just saying his full name, since they decided to start him, it was all downhill from there.
Yeah.
It just went straight going. We don't want to be in the playoffs anymore. We're just ready for off season, basically.
Yeah. And Tom Brady actually during this game got into it with his offensive coordinator Josh McDaniels, and as you can see from the video, it obviously got really, really heated during that time. But to me, that's competitiveness. That's football. That's any sport in reality. You're gonna get heated at times. You're gonna get pissed off, and that's what happened with these two guys. Yeah. I don't find it no big deal like some people do.
Yeah.
Another thing that I do find as a big deal though is Rob Gronkowski. With just he gets suspended one game. Yeah. I thought he should have got suspended 2 or 3 games. I believe 2 games would have been the correct because one game you're just saying, oh okay, well I'm gone for this one game, and then the Patriots play the Dolphins Monday Night Football next week. Really, it's not going to matter if you have Gronkowski or not. I think he should have got 2, and he would have been out. The Steelers in that game would have been pivotal for who would have got home field advantage through the AFC, and he only got 1 game, and it was just completely unnecessary. Sure, you wanted the flag, you did. You were getting tugged on a bit, but you always tug and push off guys for your catches. So what do you complain about? Tre'Davious White though is face down like this under the ground, and you have a guy Gronkowski 260?
Yeah, I don't know. He's
coming,
a pretty big dude.
Shoulder, elbow first, and just smashes your head onto the ground. Immediately when that happened, I even said to you, he probably has a concussion.
Yeah.
It's just unnecessary. Right there, he needs to be suspended 2 games. You need to take this out. This is not what represents the NFL. This is what needs to be taken out of the NFL. These kind of dangerous plays are what need to get players suspended for long periods of time.
Yeah, I guarantee you if it was the other way around, if Gronkowski was getting up and he went over there and did that to him, either a fight would have been started or he's suspended for at least 3 games.
Yeah.
Easy. It's just because I think it's because of who Rob Gronkowski is as a player, how he's a pretty top player, well known.
Yeah.
Versus I can't think of the name that he did it to. Versus him, it's not a big deal for that situation. But yeah, that's completely uncalled for. No point to do that, even if you lose your cool. Just go throw a football or something on the sideline or something.
It was just a rude play by Rob Gronkowski. I don't blame the Bills players. They did not take his apology back. I wouldn't either, because you knew better than that. I mean, Bill Belichick is clearly class personified. He goes up to Sean McDermott, finds him after the game, and told him that was complete BS, and Bill Belichick apologized for it. Because now, Tre'Davious White probably has a concussion, probably going to be out for next week. He's one of your best corners, and that's just messed up, honestly, in my eyes. I did not like it at all.
Yeah.
And you hurt the Patriots? Make him sit out against Steelers, and then, but no, he's only 1 game, and now it doesn't matter. But the Chiefs, moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs, they lost another game, and now they've lost 6 of their last 7, and this one was against the Jets, who are not very good, with Josh McCown, a guy who's been everywhere in the league, and now if you're the Chiefs, you're tied with the Raiders and Chargers, leading in the division. You're all tied for first place. What's going to make us think the Chiefs are going to make the playoffs?
Honestly, if the Chiefs win the rest of their games, that's how I'm going to be convinced. If they win out the rest of their games, then I'll be like, all right, they're turning around. But I don't think Alex Smith is the guy. I don't know who it is, actually. It's just crazy. Like, first the run game was going great for them. Then it stopped. Then it was the pass game that was going great. Then that stopped. Now nothing is going their way. Their defense isn't very good. Offense is not good at all anymore. I honestly don't understand how you lose 6 of your last 7, which is crazy for any team, honestly.
Yeah, especially if you start 5-0.
Yeah, especially if you're on that caliber of them, because they're not on the 49ers or Browns level yet, or Giants this season. So it's inexcusable to have that much talent on your team and around your team to be losing because the Chiefs organization isn't very bad. So it's like I don't know what's going on if people are having problems there, like the coaching staff is acting up or something. But
I would say I can tell you the problem. It is Andy Reid. Get him out of Kansas City. He did it with the Eagles. He had his good fun times with the Eagles. Made the playoffs, but he never won the Super Bowl. And he ruins running back for some reason. Kareem Hunt, great first 5 games. Now he's nowhere to be found.
yeah,
And they kind of went away from it. And Andy Reid's just the problem. And then you're going to stick with Alex Smith. I say you put in Pat Mahomes, give him a chance because you're not winning football games.
yeah.
Chiefs just look horrible. I don't even think they're going to make the playoffs, honestly, which we'll get to that in a little bit. But honestly, Chiefs, they'll beat the Broncos, and I think that's it. That's
Maybe.
it.
Maybe. I don't even know about that one.
They're that bad. The 49ers, they got a solid win with Jimmy G having his first start for them, but it was not a pretty win by any means. They had 5 field goals, and that field goal kicker was the Bears kicker
Last season.
last season, so he basically won the game against his old team. The Bears, however, only had 1 touchdown, and it was kind of by a play that looks like what I do on the football field.
Yeah.
I can't remember his first name, but Cohen, their backup running back, was an insane punt. If you guys have time out there to look at it, go to YouTube, look up Bears Cohen punt return. It's
I think
absolutely
his name's
sensational.
Chris Cohen. I'm not
Chris
sure.
Cohen, it's Chris Cohen or like Tyron Cohen or something.
Yeah.
So it's one of those, and absolutely sensational. But this just brings you to the point that the Bears are still awful.
Yeah, it's I felt bad for them to trade up to get Mitchell Trubisky, and he's not doing crazy bad, but he's not doing what you would expect to take for taking a second
And you
quarterback.
could have had Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, man, it's a coulda, shoulda, woulda. I guess if you really think about it, they wouldn't have Deshaun Watson right now, but I guess you never know.
You never know. Deshaun could have not tore his ACL. If the Bears could be sitting at the top of the division since the Lions aren't doing very well and Packers are without Rodgers, but maybe not for long. And speaking of the Packers, what stood out in the Packers game was their running game finally showed up. When is the last time, tell me this, when's the last time you saw a Packers running back have over 100 rushing yards?
Never.
Exactly.
That's how you know Rodgers is not in the game.
Yes, exactly. And Hundley had a bad game. He only had 84 passing yards with all those weapons surrounding him. It was all about the running game. Jamal Williams had 113 yards and a touchdown, and then Aaron Jones comes in one play in overtime. Scores
Wins
the
the
touchdown.
game. Wins the game for him.
That was sensational. That was pretty fun to watch. So Winston did not play bad. Anything?
No, it was just honestly, that game was just 2 bad quarterbacks. If you ask me, Winston, I don't know what happened with that guy, man. He just went downhill quick. Yeah, just not a season. Like everybody has their seasons, apparently.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Winston is he needs to mature a little bit, and he'll get there.
Yeah.
He'll get there. That's the difference between him and Mariota. Mariota's just not talkative, but Winston just needs to grow up.
Yeah.
The Jaguars, though, they had an easy game. This isn't going to take us long to get through. They just had an easy game. I just can't believe you and Jarvis thought the Colts could pull this off.
Well, because if you guys realize, if you guys know, if you guys watch the Jaguars on a regular basis or just watch the Jaguars in general, they can't win at home. So I figured, maybe Colts are not too bad. They had a pretty close game with the Titans. Titans beat the Jaguars, so I was like, maybe the Colts could just slip this one in there, but apparently not. Jaguars just handled business and just kept it moving.
Yeah, Jaguars defense too good. Bortles had a good game, but he played a bad defense. I mean, Colts defense is dead last in away games, so.
Yeah, it's not a, it's not a, not a good time to be not a good year to be a Colts fan. I'm honestly surprised there's not even talk about Chuck Pagano even getting out of there or anything, because I know you're without your quarterback, but still it's horrible to be at the bottom of the division where you're at. So Jaguars are ahead of you, so that should be a wake up call for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But
Dolphins, though, ended their 5-game losing streak, smashing the Broncos. Trevor Siemian had 3 interceptions, and the guy of the Dolphins, to me, was Kenyon Drake, had 120 yards and a touchdown. You're lucky if you started him on fantasy, because I did.
honestly, man, I know I keep sounding like I'm repeating myself, but man, it is not the Broncos' season. It is not their year.
Don't think so.
Man, it is like I don't understand what happened. Like Broncos were really good, like a couple of years ago. Then all of a sudden, just Brock Osweiler, horrible. Trevor Siemian, horrible. Paxton Lynch, I think injured, but horrible. It's like they don't know what's going on in there. Like
that's the thing. I've always given a knock against John Elway. He's a great quarterback himself, but he just hasn't drafted good quarterbacks.
It's like he doesn't want. I don't know. I don't know. This might be completely out of the. It might not be right at all. But it's like I don't know if he wants his legacy to be overshadowed by an actual good quarterback. Like
I don't know.
I don't think the last good quarterback, obviously Peyton Manning, is at the Broncos. Other than that,
trade for him.
Other than that, the Broncos don't draft quarterbacks.
Yeah, and he drafted Paxton Lynch, horrible. Drafted Simeon, horrible. And now what they're looking at probably doing is just probably trying to grab Eli Manning or Kirk Cousins if they can.
Which was honestly, Kirk Cousins I don't think would fit good in the Broncos, neither with Eli Manning. I know it's because maybe...
Yeah, it's because Broncos ain't got no offensive line. Those guys move slower than a snail.
So I don't know. It's just not a great year for the Broncos. That defense is horrible. Like, I don't even know. Von Miller's been silent this whole year, basically. Keem Talib
got suspended.
Chris
Harris has been injured.
It's just basically just all the wrong things for a defense you want to happen is happening to the Broncos. Both sides of the ball are doing horrible. It's not one or the other. It is literally both sides of the ball. It's just doing horrible and sloppy. And then you guys should just be... If I'm a Broncos fan or a player, I'm just fucking... I don't even know what to say.
I give up. Throw in the towel. We'll try to get a top draft pick.
For real.
Chargers, though, they pulled off a close game with the Browns. It was closer than I thought it would be. They just struggled to move the ball offensively early. However, Phillip Rivers still had 344 passing yards. Insane. Phillip Rivers has been amazing this entire season, yet they just can't win the close games.
Yeah.
They won this one. Story here, though, is Josh Gordon. His first game back in 3 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, he didn't look any different.
Yeah.
He had 85 receiving yards. He looked like Josh Gordon that I knew that led the NFL in receiving yards before he got onto the drugs.
Yeah, honestly, if I was Josh Gordon, I would try to get out of the.
Yeah,
I would try to get out of Cleveland. I'd try to go to the Patriots or
the Titans.
Yeah, no, probably not. But,
gotta throw that in there.
I don't know. I just try to get out of there because even though you're doing illegal drugs, you're one heck of a receiver, and it's like
Sensational.
It's like if you're going to the Browns. No offense to the Browns, but it's gonna sound like I'm dissing them. But if you go to the Browns, your career's done. If you're a good player and you go to the Browns, your career's done. Like, that's honestly where you go when you want, towards the end of your career. Like, you go to the Browns towards the end of your career so you can just play maybe 2 seasons, just be done after that. If you want to actually go somewhere and win Super Bowls and actually get a win on a season, not just 1 or 2, you want to go not at the Browns. It's like everybody who goes to the Browns is like they just either fall off the map or they just end up being really horrible. And that's not what you want with good players. Like, I honestly don't know how the Browns is still a team, honestly, in the NFL. Like, how are they not out of freaking Cleveland right now?
I don't know. I think it's the coach's fault. I think Hugh Jackson needs to leave.
Yeah, I don't know why they fired Ben McAdoo, but not him. So that's
Hugh Jackson's the man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chargers are now in the playoff race with Kansas City and Raiders. But let's get talking about the Saints. They have now pulled ahead by 2 games on the Panthers and Falcons because Falcons lost to Vikings, Panthers lost to Saints.
Twice.
Yep. And the combination of Drew Brees, Mark Ingram, and Alvin Kamara, to me, is just the best trio in football. It is. You ain't going to have 2 running backs that are going to have over 1,000 yards each. Where else are you going to find that?
College.
Well, that's it. But NFL, it's amazing what they're doing down there, especially in the NFC, in the very hard conference that they have. And I thought the defense against the Panthers did just enough to win this game. But yeah, the offense of the New Orleans with the running and passing game, and just the balance is just dangerous.
Yeah, it is. I just honestly think you just can't contain the running backs because just like you never know with Alvin Kamara And then, well, I guess you know what's expected of Alvin Kamara. You know you expect an elusive back and a shifty back, but you just never know with Mark Ingram. Like, you don't know if he's going to go for a 2-yard gain or just explode out of nowhere. Like, so they're unpredictable, and it's nice to have it's kind of weird because the NFL's never seen a dual threat like a double-headed snake in the NFL with running backs before. So it's something new. So defenses can adjust to the running back style. Because like if you have just one running back doing the same thing, eventually the defenses catch on. But if you just have two running backs interchanging constantly, it throws defenses off and it doesn't give anybody a chance to figure them out or to try to catch their steps. My bad.
Yeah.
But so I think it's a pretty good thing going right now. Divisional opponents, that's always a good win. So, but I feel like Saints are going to be pretty good. Honestly, to me, they have a pretty easy schedule the rest of the season. I mean, probably one more loss and then. They should honestly end up 4-1. Honestly, if you ask me, but in the last final 5 games. But
it's going to be interesting what they do, and I think Panthers can still make the playoffs, obviously, because now there's 6, and we'll talk about that in just a bit. But honestly, I don't mean to throw in my Titans because I mean that's what we're going to be talking about next. But the Saints are like the Titans, but with a better quarterback. But and everybody and it's true because. The thing is, people have to start realizing when you have a top 12 quarterback in the league, I say top 12 because the playoffs are 6 teams each.
Yeah.
So there's 12 teams. If you have a top 12 quarterback, which both these teams do, if you have 2 running backs that can run the football very effectively, which both of these teams do, Saints and Titans, and then you can just do enough defensively, which both these teams can, and then you're doing so much damage to these other teams that these teams with this top 12 quarterback and these 2 good running backs, you have so much balance offensively, you have a legitimate Super Bowl run. I think the Saints obviously have a better Super Bowl run than Titans because Drew Brees is obviously better than Mariota by a long shot. But the thing is, when you have these 2 running backs, Derrick Henry, DeMarco Murray, or an Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram, that can help out your quarterback the way these guys do, it's hard to beat those teams.
Yeah, I think that's what really helps it out Drew Brees because now Drew Brees doesn't have to throw the ball nearly as many times as he did last season because he actually has backs that can get that 5 or 7 yards every down, and so he doesn't this game he only threw the ball 34 times this game, so he actually doesn't have to throw the ball as much, so it gives a stronger, healthier Drew Brees, so it actually gives him energy and all that so he can actually stay in the game, get good, and then I think also with I'm going to defense real quick. I think the Saints and Titans defenses are slept on because there's not really huge names on defense, so it's like teams don't really expect anybody to make big plays or anything, which is not a good idea to go into the NFL because really it's the NFL, so everybody's has to be somewhat good.
Yeah.
But I really do feel like you said, these 2 teams are probably the most slept on teams in each of their divisions.
Yeah, and I mean I know everybody wants to sit here and talk about the Jaguars are better than the Titans. And everybody just looks at Jaguars because of their defense. See, but me, I have Jaguars obviously not better than Titans because Titans beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Yeah, you say Jacksonville can't win at home, but you still had home field advantage, and so I obviously think Titans are better, and I think there's more balance. And yesterday. See, I'm transitioning to Titans. Yesterday, they now have won. They've won 6 of their last 7 games. This one was over the Texans with Tom Savage. It was a sloppy win, but it does not matter. A win's a win. A win is a win. And I was watching shows like ESPN, and they're saying you're gonna have to start watching out for Titans because we win ugly. But they still have a chance to beat teams in the AFC with the combination of the running game like we were just talking about the Saints. Yeah. If you have these running backs, you're good. The thing is with Titans, Logan Ryan went down with an injury. He's your only guy to really guard DeAndre Hopkins. And DeAndre Hopkins has just absolutely been sensational this year. But what bothered me the most, you were sitting here right with me in the living room watching the game, was Texans guy, false starts 3 times in a row. It's 4th and 4, about 2:30 left of the game. I'm like, okay, false start. Okay, false start. Okay, false start. 4th and 19. Bet. Game's over, guys, right? No, Tom Savage makes a throw. They complete 4th and 19. This is what bothers me. if you are the Tennessee Titans and you want to win in the playoffs, you cannot let that 4th and 19 be completed, because if you let that be completed against a team like the Steelers, you're going to get beat.
Honestly, if you really think about it, 4th and 19, cover the first down.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's
Just
all you
cover
gotta
the
do.
first down. That's all you have to do. You could literally just rush 3 guys, cover the first down. That's it.
Yeah.
But
Hey, I mean, luckily, Sims on the next play, who had to step in for Logan Ryan, he picked him off the next play, and that was, well, and then, of course, Derrick Henry just put the icing on the cake. He just 75-yard run to close that game out. But, yeah, it's just, if Titans can find the explosiveness on the offense, I think we could be a legitimate AFC Championship contender to get there. It's just we got to find more offensive.
And honestly, if Titans could keep all their guys healthy, they'd be lots better. Like, I know Ryan Matthews didn't play this game.
Yeah.
Ryan Mathis didn't play this game. But Delaney Walker, that dude is something serious. He probably, to me, honestly, one of the best, easily top 5 tight ends this season.
Oh, yeah, I've always said he's second best behind Gronkowski.
Like, he's pretty amazing. He's really, honestly, it seems like I don't know for sure. I think he probably leads your team in receiving, but as a tight end, it's crazy.
Sure catches, yeah. Oh, I think yards is Matthews because he makes the more explosive plays and he's faster, but yeah, catching, he easily leads the team. You know, he's that all reliable.
Yeah.
But let's get moving on so we can get this show over with. We're going to kind of talk about these games nice and quickly. The Rams, they just absolutely slaughtered the Cardinals. They had a pick six by Ogletree, multiple field goals by the number 1 kicker in the league right now, Greg Zuerlein. Greg the Leg. Greg the Leg.
Yeah.
But the defense is what stood out in this game, and that's where the questions are of the Rams. Is their defense good enough? And it clearly was yesterday.
I think their defense is good, but I think a bad team to come say if their defense is the real deal or not is against the Cardinals, because it's the Cardinals and they're not very great.
Gabbert.
Yeah, so but their defense is pretty good. They beat the Saints last week, so but barely. But their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, it showed up yesterday. No defense that looked good, but really, I guess I can say looked good was the Raiders.
Yeah.
But then again, you're playing a Geno Smith. Geno Smith actually didn't do too bad. It's just Geno Smith losing is in his DNA.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to win in the NFL, I guess. But the real storyline to me is, if you're the Raiders, you just have to be more consistent offensively if you want to make playoffs.
Yeah, hey, Marshawn Lynch did have a 50-yard touchdown, so
He did. He got caught up too, so he's a little slow, but
yeah. I just think it was actually a sloppy win for the Raiders, but hey, their playoff hopes are still alive. There's still a chance for the Raiders to make it.
I got a surprise for you at the end.
I just since we're actually talking about the Giants, Ben McAdoo. I feel like you guys already heard me say this, but Ben McAdoo got fired after the Raiders lost. So maybe the Giants might be somewhat better. I don't know for sure who's the interim head coach for right now, but
Steve Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator, is their interim head coach, and Jerry Reese, our GM, also got fired. So if you're the Giants, do you just?
If you're the Giants, you just accept tanking right now. You're 2-10. You're not making playoffs. Just get ready for off season. So you got 5 more games left. 5 more games left. But
hey, Nick Saban's name is flying around the air right now for the Giants to take him.
Okay.
So,
all right, Giants fans, do not get your hopes up because that will never happen.
I just honestly, Giants, they need to find themselves a good young GM that can fit there. And obviously, Eli Manning might be leaving, so you're gonna need to find a quarterback. Which honestly, find yourself a young GM, get yourself a Baker Mayfield or Sam Darnold, and then get yourself a brilliant head coach. Whether that's I can't think. Right now, they're thinking about the Lions' defensive coordinator. The Lions' defensive coordinator against the passing game is 26th, so that's not a good hire.
Yeah. Or if you don't find a good quarterback, maybe at least hopefully all your receivers are healthy next season. So
we hope. All right, Brandon Marshall. I was expecting him to do big things, and he got injured.
Odell Beckham, shocking injury. Didn't expect that one.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. I watched that live, and that did not look good.
Yeah, that was just very, very unfortunate, like you said.
Lastly, the last game we got to talk about, Eagles, Seahawks, Sunday Night Football. This is just a fun game to watch. You had the two MVPs playing against each other. Right now, Wentz is number 1 in the MVP race. Russell Wilson's number 3. And Tom Brady's obviously in the middle. But Russell Wilson, to me, is just like you're watching a magician. It's like, how do you do this? How do you complete these passes? He's just running around because his offensive line it's horrible, and then he somehow completes a pass. It's watching a circus. You're paying tickets to watch a circus. He still had 227 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. And yeah, he was being rushed multiple times last night.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I think he's just very elusive. He's easily the best quarterback at getting out of sacks, getting out of the pocket and extending the play. It's just I don't know. You can't even say sloppy defense because defense was amazing. It's just like you said, he just knows how to get the ball. I think the ball shrinks a little bit in the air to get into his receiver's hands because it's really crazy watching him play.
Yeah.
But that was one great game to watch last night. I'm just actually, believe it or not, I was actually pretty shocked though the Eagles lost. I was not expecting that because the Legion of Boom hasn't been the Legion of Boom lately. They struggled against the Cardinals, so I thought that was going to play a factor.
Yeah. I mean, I was somewhat shocked, but the thing is Wentz just didn't have time in the pocket. The combination of Wagner, Clark, and Bennett is as good as you get when it comes to a pass rush. And at the end of the day, it's playing in the 12th man on a primetime game. It's hard to win. I mean, so I was surprised a little bit, but not really because you're playing in the 12th man.
Yeah, see, I actually kind of gives me questioning the Eagles a little bit. Their first real test of an actual good defense, good team, and they lose. And so that kind of questions me a little bit because these other teams that we've been facing haven't been really like top tier teams. But so I'm just wondering now when they face the Rams, how are they going to do?
I mean that game's coming up next weekend. They lose to the Rams, and the Rams are second seed. Eagles fall to third. So Eagles could keep falling down this domino effect down the NFC if they don't win.
But this also comes back to my question or my thing again. A while back ago, I said the Eagles they get good to a point, then they just start losing like they did last season. Like they were really good last season. Same thing, just a little bit later in the season now. And then all of a sudden, they just started going downhill from there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they lose to the Rams. I say they're not making playoffs. If they lose, not making the NFC Championship. If they lose to the Rams, honestly, that's what I feel. I'm not for sure if that's going to happen, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I can't. That's gonna be another game of the week for that game. But really, what I saw from this game is just Carson Wentz is good, very good quarterback, but Russell Wilson is great. First ballot Hall of Famer, easily. Already been in 2 Super Bowls. He should have won 2, but Pete Carroll decided to throw the ball at the 1. Russell Wilson, if I would take him as my quarterback any day of the week if Mariota left.
Would you take him over Brady?
Well, yeah, because he's younger. I know I'm going to get Russell Wilson for 10 more years. Brady, I know maybe for 4 more years.
But just think, those 4 more years, you're probably going to the Super Bowl. You're probably going to the Super Bowl.
Well, but then again, you need that defense too. And Russell Wilson, even without the Legion of Boom, he's still winning for his football team. The thing is, with Patriots, you have Bill Belichick coaching that defense.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on to the playoff pictures so we can end this. Right. AFC right now the looks are Patriots 1, Steelers 2, Titans 3, Chiefs 4, 5 is Jaguars, 6 is Ravens, sitting at the very bottom. What I think is what we're gonna do is just is what we think is gonna happen at the end. Now, what I think is gonna happen is Patriots are gonna stay at 1. They're the best team in the AFC. Steelers I think are gonna stay at number 2.
Yeah.
Titans, I think, stay at 3. I think they win their division because Jaguars now got to play Seahawks, and the Jags aren't going to win that. Chargers, I think, are going to get in at number 4. I think they're going to end up first in their division. They've looked the best in that AFC West. Jaguars, I think, end up 5th. Obviously, they're going to get second in the division if Titans win. And surprise, number 6. They're coming up late, and Chiefs are horrible. Raiders get into the playoffs at wild card. Number 6. I think they can find enough and beat the Chiefs.
See, I like actually all of that except the Raiders. I think the Ravens are going to hold on to it. I know
The thing is real quick. The thing is, before I can let you explain, is Ravens play Steelers Sunday Night Football, so I have Steelers beating Ravens, and Raiders they don't. So that's the thing. So I had Ravens losing, and Raiders winning next week. I didn't check up who Raiders play next week, but
all right, let me check real quick.
But yeah, I mean, if you still go with the Ravens, I'll let you explain.
All right, the Ravens.
The Raiders.
Oops, the Raiders play the Cowboys next week. So never mind, guys.
Or wait, no, it's the Chiefs. Yeah, they play Chiefs next week.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
All right, actually, I changed my mind. I do actually agree with you.
You like the Raiders?
Yeah, I do. Okay, I do agree with you on that one. Actually, I do like how that stands. That looks like it's a really good chance of that happening, and it does make sense for the Raiders to jump ahead of the Ravens now.
Yeah, and hey, we get Raiders at home. Raiders beat us week 1, but
I feel like it's not going to happen again.
Tennessee again, and you're gonna lose, Raiders fans. But NFC, this is where it gets interesting. Vikings at 1 now. My Super Bowl bet at 1. Eagles at 2. Rams at 3. Saints at 4. Seahawks at 5. Panthers are still at 6. Honestly, for me, this is exactly how the final is going to look for me, except for I put Saints at 3, Rams at 4, because I do not have Rams beating Eagles this weekend. So I put Rams at 4, Saints at 3. Otherwise, it goes Vikings, Eagles, Saints, Rams, Seahawks, Panthers.
Sorry, guys. I know you guys wanted to debate, but I actually agree with that. I do think this. I mean, the Saints are good, but I don't think they're obviously good enough to overtake the Vikings or Eagles. But they're definitely good enough to overtake the Rams with them facing the Seahawks, and Saints face Falcons next week. So I feel like they're going to win. I think they got to travel to Atlanta, but I think they can get the job done. I know the Falcons are a little shaken up coming off a loss to the Vikings, but I think Saints are rolling. They're clicking. I know that I said this last time. They're clicking everything they lost to the Rams, but I really feel like they're going to win.
Saints lose one more, like we say. This is their one more loss because you're playing on Thursday Night Football on the road in Atlanta. So this would be their one more loss of the season if they did lose.
So yeah, I think I do like those how it could end up, and I agree with that.
Let's go ahead and give our top 4 teams in the NFL. We're gonna give our own top 4 power rankings.
All together.
All together, top 4 teams. I can go or you can go.
All right, I'll go first because see if we're different. All right, I got Patriots at 1, Vikings at 2, Eagles at 3, and Saints at 4. That's what I feel like. That's not biased.
Well, we ain't much different.
That's how I feel.
Except my Super Bowl bet's number 1.
All right.
Vikings are at 1 for me.
All right.
Defense is best in the league.
All right.
Patriots are at 2.
All right.
Tom Brady, Bill Belichick combination. You ain't gonna get much better. Eagles are at 3. It's still the Eagles. The number 4 team is the Saints. They're just and they're just there's just too many good NFC teams. Yeah, the Rams are 3rd right now in the NFC, but I think Saints are still better than the Rams. Saints, they choked on the road in LA, but I think Saints are ultimately better than the Rams, especially with Drew Brees. Real quick, I had to throw in though, out of all these teams, my Titans, I have them 9th. I have Titans. I have them behind obviously Vikings, Eagles, Saints, Seahawks, Rams, Steelers, Panthers. And then I see that's where I threw controversy on myself. Do I put Titans 8th or 9th with the Seahawks? Because we did beat Seahawks, but then again, I don't know. We wouldn't beat Seahawks in Seattle.
Yeah.
We beat Seahawks at our house.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's why. So I put them right behind Seahawks at 9th out of the 12 teams. But yeah, I like Titans as 9th best.
Yeah, actually, I do like that. So who would you have at number 10 just to complete?
Number
the
10, Jags, behind us. I have Jags at 10. Chiefs are dead last. I think Ravens are 11th. The Chiefs at 12 out of the 12.
Man,
they got to get better. We like the Chiefs. I know I do. I root for them here and there because obviously we're here in Lincoln and they're closest to us. And
yeah.
So I certainly hope they get better. I wouldn't mind seeing them in playoffs, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, I don't think they're making playoffs this year. They're on 6-7 in the last 6-7 in the last 7 games. I feel like it's going to keep losing. Honestly, they have a good chance of losing next week again. So it's not looking so good to be a Chiefs fan.
No, not at all. So I don't know. So yeah, that is our power rankings. That is what we think the rankings will look like near the end of the season. At the end of the NFL season. But if you got your thoughts or if you think we're wrong, let us know because we'd like to answer that. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hope you give us a shout out. Make sure you hit that like button. Let your friends know that we are out here in Lincoln, Nebraska, getting into heated debates about NFL and college football. We will be talking NBA, college football, NFL Friday night at 7 p.m. I believe, and it's all going to get better from here, guys. Bowl season right around the corner. Stay tuned. Peace out.
See you guys later.